Hello, everyone. My name's Sherryn Davies. I'm the Manager of Sector Support and Development for Council on the Ageing, or COTA Queensland. I'd like to welcome you to our second conversation in aged care, where we chat with some other organisations about matters that relate to CHSP, or Commonwealth Home Support Program, that we'd like to share with other providers. So today I'm joined by Rachael Speechley, the Senior Area Manager for Sector Support and Development with Meals on Wheels Queensland, and also Lisa Bird, who is the Growth and Engagement Manager for St John, Queensland. Welcome to you both. In this conversation, we'll be chatting around the Meals on Wheels Queensland and St John, Queensland collaboration about discounted travel to access low-cost quality meals. Now, I know you've both had a engagement with each other over the last couple of years, and you've collaborated recently on a particular project. Can you tell us a little bit about that project and how you got this collaboration started?
Well, I can give you the background story. Was boarding the aeroplane to attend an aged care quality and safety conference in Adelaide. Happened to be overhearing the ladies in front and mentioned, we look like we're going the same place. And that was how Lisa and I met on the way to a conference. And that started a relationship around how we can work together to better serve our communities moving forward.
Fantastic. And Lisa, I know you're not shy to have a conversation. So how did the conversation start in terms of where there's some synergy between your organisations to be able to provide a collaboration and result in greater access to high quality meals?
Yeah, great question. I think it works out wonderfully that Rachael and I both work for such long-standing organisations in the Queensland community, and we both really want to help the community and the people that we support. And I think it was just a natural progression, I guess, that all of the conversations we've had, all the work that we've been involved around the same tables at the same conferences and the same learning opportunities, that from that we really took the opportunity to go, what do you provide? What do we provide? How can we do that together? And Rachael was talking about the wonderful Meals on Wheels meals that they have available, and not just the ones that go out in the wonderful cars they have out into the community, but also in their actual offices and in the kitchens. And I thought, well, we have clients that we provide transport across Brisbane, North and Wide Bay, and some of them need meals, and some of them may not have access through funding streams and things to the Meals on Wheels area. And so we thought it was a great opportunity to bring them together.
Was that collaboration or the fact that we both look after Wide Bay that started the idea, wasn't it, Lisa? Our two major services in Wide Bay being Fraser Community and Bundaberg both have direct sales at the door to the general public. So obviously the transport offered by St John's is the perfect way to get those clients who may need some support with their nutrition but don't want that daily delivery or a weekly delivery made by our volunteers to still have access to our service.
You're both CHSP providers. So how does this relate to CHSP? Does it sit a little bit outside, or is it within the CHSP realm of space, or is it a way also to connect people in with CHSP services? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think it definitely sits within the CHSP realm. So obviously a lot of our clients will go through My Aged Care and they'll get, talk to the team with their assessments about what services they need. But maybe they didn't realise that meals was something they could get. Or maybe they said, hey, I'm having trouble getting around. So the assessors have connected them with transport, but they didn't know that they might be eligible for the meal service. And so bringing our clients who are already on CHSP to connect them with Meals on Wheels really means that those same clients that have already got an assessment in place, they've already got the services and connections, it really brings them to the Meals on Wheels door.
And I guess for us, it's about, we know we're one of those service types that a lot of people, when they're being assessed for CHSP, will, fight tooth and nail not to admit that they are having trouble cooking their own meals at home and looking after themselves nutritionally. So it does tend to be a service that clients will overlook as a referral for CHSP. But through this collaboration, those clients are still able to access our meals, obviously not subsidised under CHSP yet, but if they find that they are enjoying the meals, they can, and our services will help them to seek that referral from My Aged Care for meals, and then they may turn around and become a delivery client, but they may also still retain the ability to use St John to provide the transport to their local service and create the meals or pick the meals up from the service itself. Because sometimes, we always say for our clients, it's all about making sure that they're getting what they want. And if they don't want to be home every day, they can come and pick up a number of frozen meals once a fortnight, once a month, and then have them for when they need them at home.
And I guess that's really important because both of your organisations have that welfare check in there. You've also got that real importance of social connection within both of your programs. Do you have any examples that you can share where this has really resonated with your clients or consumers or the older people that you work with? And do you have any stories that you can share appropriately with people?
Yeah, absolutely. The main one that sticks out to me is one of our clients who was so excited when we first started talking about this as an option for them, because she said to me that she still really enjoys cooking and she still loves cooking a couple of times a week. But cooking every night's hard work. And particularly cooking every night when it's only one or only two of you, it adds up, and it's the mental toll of what do I buy? What do I decide? Who's going to clean up? And so for her, she said the words that it struck a perfect balance for her, because she could go and pick up a couple of meals and have that as a backup plan for those nights when she doesn't feel like cooking but still wants a good, nutritious dinner. But it means that she's got that option to fall back on for when we're not having those great days. And I think that makes it a gateway entry for some people, because we know that aging is a curve. We know that wellness is a curve. Maybe she's not ready for meals to be provided every day, but this is a good middle ground.
Our social impact study that we did with Huber Social showed that 70% of our clients actually don't have anybody else visit them on a daily basis other than their Meals on Wheels volunteers. So we do understand how important that side of our business is and that service that we offer to doing that delivery to those who can't get out of the home. But with the transport and having that ability or that service available through My Aged Care, it does allow these clients to not only get to Meals on Wheels and pick up the meals, but to have a social outing, because they're coming with other people. They're joining, other clients on the bus. They can have a good natter on the way, a good natter about the meals themselves, what they like, what they don't like, get a suggestion, an offering from somebody else of one to try. So it is providing that social connection for these clients. And, we know how valuable that is to our elderly.
Fantastic. I think this conversation started as part of a Bundaberg Network meeting, if I remember correctly, which I was involved with as well. And I'm thinking that was about 6 months ago, that 3 to 6 months ago. So this is a relatively new initiative. Do you see it expanding to other areas, or what are some things that has made it work for both of your organisations?
So I guess the spread that we both have, obviously St John's have their transport available in Wide Bay, which extends from sort of like just north of Gympie up to Bundaberg, and we have that ability to provide those services. Lisa's got her little transport booklet there, so all of their clients get to pick, which trips they want to book in on. And in the Brisbane North, we have a network of 10 services that we approached all of our services and said, would you like to participate? And we tried to get a bit of a spread across the Brisbane North so that we could offer this service to all of the St John clients for them to come along and visit a Meals on Wheels service and pick up those meals. So we are seeing that definite spread of the service, and we've got a couple that are just waiting to see how the first few go before they sign on, haven't we, Lisa?
We sure do. And we also had some really engaged organisations from Meals on Wheels locations that aren't quite ready for it yet, but are very keen to have it in the future.
We're about 3 to 6 months into this collaboration, and it seems to be working this for both organisations and the older people in our community. So what are some key things that have made this collaboration work?
I think the biggest one is just everyone's willingness. we're all on the same page. We all want good outcomes for the people that we support, and we all want to work well together. And I think that positivity and the opportunity to genuinely collaborate is what sets it up successfully from the start.
It didn't work smoothly at every location the first time. We did have our teething issues and we had to work through that. Scheduling of multiple people over a time period was obviously something that we thought was pretty simple. Lisa and I were like, yeah, it's going to go fine. And then we went, oh, that didn't work. Okay, let's back up. But it took, as Lisa said, that willingness for us to work together and our teams to work together to ensure that the program was able to be very quickly run efficiently and smoothly so that those clients could be transported and fed really well.
Fantastic. And I think as well, every program's not going to go smoothly, especially the first time that you do it. So having that communication, that openness and that willingness to troubleshoot really and look at different options is incredibly important. So before we wrap up today's conversation, is there anything that you'd like to share that we haven't covered today around this program?
Just don't discount something straight away. A lot of people would go, oh, it's too hard, it's spread across, a quarter of the state. But it was very translatable and very, not location specific as such. And the fact that we could get it up and running in a relatively short period of time was quite exciting from our point of view. It probably led to our little bit of a hiccup at the beginning, but at the same time, you've got to be open to that collaboration and keep, for us, it's about how we can better serve our community.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And I think that there's a real history in the community service and aged care industries of working against each other and, feeling like people need to, not be entirely collaborative. And I think that it's so refreshing to be able to work with another organisation where we both go, hey, I'm happy to help you, you're happy to help me, because we all know that the people we're genuinely helping are the older people in the community. And I think that would be my biggest takeaway from this is that I've started working with other organisations as well, and Meals on Wheels has just been so open and so available. And as Rachael said, just to not immediately go, that seems hard, or to shut it down from the outset. And I think that the fact that they've been so open and available and accepted my eccentric ideas from the outset really just makes such a big difference.
Thank you so much, Lisa and Rachael, for your time today. It's been wonderful to hear about something that's worked within communities that sits outside of the normal, and it also shows that a strong collaboration can really support the older people within our community. So thank you again. We'll add some resources and contact details for Lisa and Rachael to the end of this chat, but we encourage any providers out there who are doing something a little bit different and would like to showcase that with other CHSP providers as part of a conversation series. I'd love to hear from you if you sit in that space. So thanks again, and we look forward to seeing everyone for conversation number 3. Thank you.